There was once a sound so powerful, smooth, and unforgettable that it changed popular music forever. That sound came from Detroit, from a small record company called Motown, and at the center of that movement was five young men in matching suits, flawless harmonies, and impossible choreography. That was called the Temptations. But behind the fame, music, and spotlight was one man who watched it all unfold. The rise, tragedy, the brotherhood, the loss, and the legacy. This man is the last surviving original member. The centerpiece of today's video is all about Otis Williams. Now before we start, let's be sure to leave a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, and push that notification bell to be sure you won't miss out on any more uploads. Now without further ado, let's cue that intro. Born Otis Claiborne Miles Jr. on October 30th, 1941 in Texarkana, Texas, he was born to Otis Miles Sr. and Hazel Louise Williams. His parents separated shortly after his birth and his mother remarried and moved to Detroit. Otis was left behind in Texas to be raised by both of his grandparents. Due to one of his grandparents being severely strict, he attended church just about every day of the week. As a result, Otis agreed to join his church choir. Now, as a member of the choir, he started to listen to gospel groups such as the Dixie Hummingbirds and the Highway QCs, among others. Otis was born during a time when America was deeply divided by race and equality. Like many black families searching for opportunity, his journey eventually led to him landing in Detroit. Detroit was more than an industrial city. It was becoming a cultural powerhouse. Music echoes through churches, street corners, and school and neighborhood talent shows. For young Otis, music became both a passion and purpose. As a child, Otis spent a lot of time with his mother and stepfather over the summer and Christmas holidays. But it came to a time when Otis needed to be with his mother, and so at the age of 10 or 11, he relocated to Detroit with his mother and stepfather. In 1955, Williams attended Detroit's Northwestern High School, where he became classmates with future Temptations members Melvin Franklin and Richard Street. As a teenager, Williams developed an interest in music and formed singer groups such as Otis Williams and the Siberians, the El Domingos, and The Distance. As a member of The Distance, Williams performed baritone with Melvin Franklin and Al Bryan, and he co-wrote the group's popular song, Come On. However, his success with The Distance was short-lived when the group received an offer from Berry Gordy. In 1961, Williams saw the Primes, which was an R&B group that was made up of future Temptation members Paul Williams and Eddie Kendricks. Williams saw them perform live, and this inspired him to ask them to join his group. Long story short, when Williams and Kendricks finally agreed, they all became known as the Elgins. The group then changed their name to the Temptations, then auditioned for Berry Gordy, and it was immediately awarded with a record deal. As a member of the Temptations, they all began playing in Detroit small bars and also singing backup for different Motown bands. The Temptations' initial lineup would go on to record several hits, including Oh Mother of Mine, Check Yourself, You're My Dream Come True, that peaked number 22 on the R&B charts. For every hand. And I Want a Love I Can See, among others. In 1961, Williams married Josephine Rogers, and that same year, Rogers gave birth to their son, Otis Lamont Williams. A year later, original member Al Bryant departed the group, and tenure David Ruffin replaced him. By 1964, the world had been introduced to the Classic 5 era, during which they released many historical records, including The Way You Do the Things You Do, that peaked number 11 on the pop charts and number 1 on the R&B charts. I'm holding you so tight. The Girls Are Right With Me, that peaked 102 on the pop charts and number 39 on the R&B charts. Makes me once again realize I love her with all. My Girl, that peaked number 1 on the pop charts and number 1 on the R&B charts. My girl, my girl, my girl, talking about. Get Ready, which peaked number 29 on the pop charts and number 1 on the R&B charts. So baby. And Ain't Too Proud to Beg, that peaked number 13 on the pop charts and number 1 on the R&B charts, among many more. Following the departure of David Ruffin, the group would go on to create several top charting singles with Dennis Edwards, including Cloud 9, that peaked number 6 on the pop charts and number 2 on the R&B charts. The song went on to go certified gold and also won the group and Motown their first Grammy. Psychedelic Shack, that peaked number 7 on the pop charts and number 1 on the R&B charts. You'll be surprised what you might find. And Just My Imagination, that peaked number 1 on the pop charts and number 1 on the R&B charts. Running away with me. These songs went on to become part of music history. The group's success wasn't accidental. It came from relentless rehearsals, precision, discipline, and, of course, leadership. Otis Williams became the anchor of holding the group together. But success came with pressure. The Temptations, that was more than bandmates, that was brothers. And like families, conflict emerged, created differences, and personal struggles. The pressure of fame over time led to tensions within the group, especially as lead singers gained individual attention. As decades passed, many notable faces appeared in the group, including David Ruffin, Dennis Edwards, Richard Street, Ali Wilson, Theo Peoples, Ray Davis, and G.C. Cameron, among others. Williams would eventually see as many as 18 different group members and possibly still counting throughout his whole career. Otis remained not because the journey was easy, but because he believed in preserving the legacy of the Temptations. He became a historian of the group, a protector of the brand, and the bridge between generations. While others faded away, Otis continued to move forward. After the passing of original group member Melvin Franklin in 1995, Williams became the longest tenured Temptation. During the mid-70s, the Temptations experienced some creative differences with Gordy. And in 1976, they decided to leave Motown and sign with Atlantic Records, where they remained until 1979, where they returned to Motown. Although Williams is not known for his lead vocals on many of the group's songs, he did take lead on a couple songs such as This Guy in Love With You, When You Smile, I Can Tell, For Your Love, and I'm the Exception to the Rule. Darling, that's where you're wrong. Williams wrote the book The Temptations in 1988, which was eventually adapted into a miniseries in 1998. Few groups experienced as much heartbreak as the Temptations. Otis Williams witnessed the loss of multiple members and close friends, such as the passing of Paul Williams, David Ruffin, Eddie Kendricks, and Melvin Franklin. Each of these passings left emotional scars that would never be fully healed. But behind the glamorous image, there was pain, addiction, mental health struggles, and the weight of constant fame. Williams was inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 1989, and he also received an honorary doctorate from Stillman College in 2006. In 1996, Williams published Neck Bones for Supper and Stories from a Mississippi Childhood, and in 1999, he published Career Strategies. Despite the fact that Otis appears to be quite strict, without it, the Temptations would never be as successful as we all know now. Otis' durability outweighs the talent that came and left the group. The influence of the Temptations cannot be overstated. They changed vocal group choreography, harmony arrangements, stage presence, and Black popular music itself. Their music influenced generations of artists across R&B, pop, hip-hop, and soul. And through it all, Otis Williams remained connected to a legacy. Today, Otis stands as the final original link to a legendary era, a living connection to Motown's golden age. His story represents more than music. It represents endurance, survival, commitment, and the power of legacy. Now, before we go, I have a few questions for you all. Who is your favorite member of the Temptations? Also, which member of the Temptations collective would you like to see next? Before I go, I want to take a second to promote my Discord. Over here, I provide a safe space for my supporters. We discuss music of all genres. You can provide me feedback on recent uploads, etc. If that interests you, then go ahead and check me out. The link is in my bio. While I have y'all here, if you would like to support the channel further, then feel free to become a member. By doing so, you help make these videos possible. I thank each and every one of you who supported me along this journey.